Hey guys, welcome back to Mesha's Corner. Today I'm going to be making some smothered pork chops and cornbread, so let's get started. Alright, so in my bowl here I have some pre-made yellow cornbread mix. To this we're going to zhuzh this all the way up. I'm going to add my eggs. You could just follow the instructions on the back of your package and then add all the extra ingredients that I'm adding right now. Then you're going to add your milk down in there. I'm putting everything down in there at once because, I just want to mix it all together. I'm adding more sugar because usually the packaged ones don't have enough sugar for me, so I added more sugar in here. Alright, I'm also going to add some cream corn down in here and some cheese. I'm going to mix this all up thoroughly and then I'm going to pop it into a 350-degree oven and I'll show you guys what I do next. Alright guys, so my container is nice and ready to go. I have some melted butter on the bottom of my baking dish. Now I'm just going to take my cornbread and pour it down in here. I'm going to pop it in the oven and bake it to the directions on the back of the box. And I'm also going to check it with a toothpick. If it comes out clean, it's done. And now we're going to move on to the pork chops. So there's a lot of smothered pork chops online, on YouTube, wherever, and I'm going to go the same direction, but I had to put my own little twist on it. So this is an apple that I have right here. You can use, just don't use a Granny Smith apple, use one of the sweeter apples. And I cut it in half, remove the seeds. I'm going to turn it upside down like this on a baking dish, and I'm going to pop it in the oven and bake it until it's nice and soft and sweet. So when we take it out the oven, we're going to puree it and it's going to be added to our sauce. And this is what my amazing cornbread looks like. Fresh out the oven. So finally onto the pork chops. Usually they're fried and breaded and fried, and then put down into the sauce. I'm going to broil my pork chops and skip the frying step. No, just a personal preference. Is if you want to fry yours, that's totally fine. I have my peppers, onions, garlic right there, my chicken stock, and this is the seasoning I'm going to also use in the sauce, which is a Southwest salt-free seasoning by McCormick. And yeah. Alright guys, so I peeled the skin off my apples that I had in the oven for about 30 minutes, and now I'm just going to puree it in my food processor. Okay guys, so I took the pork chops out the oven, removed them from the pot and their juices. Do not disregard their juices. I reserved it to the side. Now I have the onions, peppers, and garlic sauteing in some butter. Alright, so I added some flour to my onions and peppers. I'm going to let this cook out for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to add the chicken broth. Alright, now that it's up to a boil, we're going to season this up. I'm going to add some pepper. You can pretty much season this with whatever you want, but I'm showing you what I'm doing. The spice I showed you guys earlier, that goes down. And then your apple goes down. Yum-oh. And I'm going to check for salt before I add salt because my chicken stock was salted. So I'm going to make sure I check it before I add my salt in. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. Ooh, it's getting nice and thick. I am probably going to add some more chicken stock, but as you can see, the apple just makes it nice and rich and thick. Alright, so now I'm just adding my pork chops right down in here. This is what they look like after I broil them. You can broil them until you get to your desired brownness. I only browned mine, I think it was in there for 15 minutes. I'm going to allow it to simmer in this sauce for about 30 minutes so they could get nice and tender and soak up all this sauce. Don't forget to pour the juices down in there from the pork. Now I'm going to cover this and allow it to simmer 30 minutes or until it's nice and tender. This is my pork chop fresh out the oven. I opted to the oven instead of the stove so I could get an even cook. And they look amazing. And I guess I made the right decision. So I'm going to plate it all up and let you guys see what it looks like. Alright you guys, so this is what it looks like. This is my pork chop right here, nice and tender and browned. This is my beautiful cornbread right here. As you can see, like the edges, they're like cheesy crusty. Like crusty cheesy, wherever way you want to put it. And I served it up with some fire roasted tomatoes, macaroni and cheese. Please, I know those comments are coming. How did I make this macaroni and cheese? I have 15 recipes on my channel. Just pick one and put the fire roasted tomatoes from the can into the mac and cheese. That's all that is. And yep, so I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe and I'll see you next time on my next video. Bye guys.